Nearly half of all crime reported in England and Wales is fraud and cybercrime. That's according to the Office for National Statistics Crime Survey of England and Wales out today. It's exactly a year since fraud was first included in the ONS crime statistics, and in that time there have been 5.5 million fraud and cybercrime offences reported. And because most fraud isn't reported at all, the real figure's likely to be much higher. We'll be hearing from the Chief Inspector of Constabulary in a minute, but first, an example of the kind of case that's reported to us by our listeners almost every day. Rosamond McDowell's mother rang us in a very distressed state. She's 79 and had been contacted by criminals pretending to be from her phone company. They told her that they'd accidentally paid money into her account, and they tricked her into giving them access to it and then took thousands of pounds.
Short of standards. The BBC has learnt 1 in 6 of all victims of gun crime in London so far this year were under 18. Last year, the number of crimes involving a firearm rose by 27% across England and Wales, but here in London, the rise was even more pronounced, 42%. Meanwhile, figures show police forces across the country are charging fewer people with knife crime, even though the number of offences is on the rise. An Uzbek
this morning, and we've been discussing the front page of The Sun this morning, an exclusive story for them. Crime Wave is the headline, and it's hundreds of thousands of crimes that will no longer be probed by the Metropolitan Police. Burglaries, thefts and some assaults are being ignored. That's right, being ignored unless a victim report identifies the suspects. It's been revealed to the Met's 30,000 officers. They found out about this last month, and it's all to save £400 million by 2020. That is what is needed. £400 million is the cost-cutting move. Former police chief said no consideration is being given to victims. The police themselves say, look, gun crime, knife crime, sex offences are up. Calls to 999 have risen by 10%. All of this against the backdrop of the current terror threat. So we're having to balance the books with fewer officers and less money. We must prioritise our resources to be able to cope with the demand so our officers can be in the right place at the right time to help the public. These are the things they won't be doing. I don't know when